not have taken advantage of that first credit card offer as a college freshman, the exchange for a free t-shirt was not really worth the debt that I accumulated in that first year.
I decided to charge a pair of Gap jeans because I didn't have the money to pay for it, so I opened a store credit card, and shortly thereafter I moved and I never got my credit card bill, and I thought, hey, I just outsmarted the credit card company. So I never paid that bill because I thought, hey, they're never gonna find me. And little did I know, your credit information is tied to your social security number, not to your mailing address. So that $54 pair of Gap jeans that I wanted cost me over $100 when all was said and done.
Rather than using a credit card to pay for things and trying to pay for it later with interest and that sort of thing, I would have borrowed. I wouldn't have borrowed, I would have gone and applied for financial aid and maybe gone to school full time and finished quicker.
I would never have taken out that Citibank credit card in exchange for a t-shirt. At the time, I was only 17 years old. I did not have a job, and I maxed out that credit card, and it really jacked up my credit.
As a first-generation college student, I wanted to concentrate on my studies. I thought the best way to do that would be to take out financial aid and take out student loans and not work. I also thought that I should buy a snowboard and get a Jeep with that extra money that I took out during school. And if I could do it all over again, I wouldn't look at that money as this imaginary amount that I'm gonna pay back at some point in the future.
I was a non-traditional student, so I had responsibilities with my job and school, and so it was just easier to eat out all the time. And I should have just, cooked more at home is what it should have done.
I had just gotten out of school and thought I was balling hard and just did not want to save anything. So spending $30 to $50 a day for food or trips or shopping, a lot of shopping, that in hindsight was not the right way to go about it.
The best piece of financial advice that was given to me was from my mother, who saw what I did with my credit card in that first year of college and said, you need a budget. And she taught me that it was one thing to, have enough money and have funds available to pay for stuff, and a very different thing to have a budget that allowed me to plan thoughtfully and carefully how I used my money.
My grandmother, she was just really smart with money. She told me if I was real young and I started a savings account, then I would have X amount of money when I retired or when I was older. And she told me there's no way to catch up like if you start when you're older. Like the money will just multiply if you start when you're young.
The best piece of financial advice that I've ever gotten was from an older couple at my church. They sat all of us down and talked about budgeting, the importance of printing out your bank statements for a month and looking at where your spending went. And then from there, making a budget to see, how much money should be going to groceries and gas and clothes and savings, importantly. And yeah, that changed my life, I think, the first time I ever did that.
I think I was watching a documentary one time about personal finance, and the gentleman that was speaking, he said, how many of you all pay yourself first? So I thought that was a powerful statement. I never thought about that. When we get our paychecks, we pay our rent, we pay our car note, we pay all, we pay things, we go get groceries. But how many of us actually pay ourselves first?
In my case, I took the advice of paying off my highest interest loans first, which seemed daunting just because they were my biggest loan. But a few years down the line, me and Sally Mae student loans had parted ways.
Tried to live off of one income, and we've been doing that 27 years.